What's up, everybody? My name's Eric G, and I'm sure you're on here because a friend told you they got the hookup. And if they didn't, let me tell you, your friend does have the hookup because this is invite only. And we are sitting on some privileged information that is in a pre-launch situation until March 8th and is moving fast. Before we get started, just want to let you know the maximum you can spend here is $99. So relax. Nobody has to sell a kidney in order to get started here. And I just want you to tell you that now so you can just listen with an open mind and see if anything that I say today makes sense. And if any part of it does, even a tiny little bit in a pre-launch situation, make sure you don't hesitate to take advantage of that. So we can all agree on one thing. The last year was brutal in many ways. And if it taught me two things, number one, isolation sucks. Life is just better when we're living together. And number two, the scariest place to be financially is to have all your eggs in one basket. Today, I think I can show you a way that can solve both. We can become part of a community that's about personal development, about having experiences, about having fun, and about lifting each other up, and add another stream of income on top of what you already got going on, because we all need a plan B, because plan A can get affected by something we have no control over. So let me tell you the story. That guy you see with his brother's arm wrapped around him standing up there is our founder, Isaac. And he may not look like much in that picture, but that man is a warrior. That picture was taken after he had already served 6 years in the special forces of the Israeli army. So that was in Houston, Texas. Behind is their business. Where our story started was an ice cream truck. And those brothers had a couple ice cream trucks, but they had a dream. See, and their dream was they wanted to create a business where they could help their community, where they could bring people together, where they could supply income and revenue for people, but do it with a servant leadership heart, a heart to serve everybody. So they went from the ice cream truck, and their next idea was to get kiosk locations in malls. Now, I'm 38. If you're of my age or maybe a little bit older even, you remember when those helicopters used to fly around the malls when you were walking by, and they were kind of dangerous back in the 90s and 2000s? Well, that was their first business. And you can only go so far selling helicopters. So they said, hey, we're from Israel. We have the first ever spa in the world in our backyard. And the Dead Sea, if you've never been, I've been twice. It's one of my favorite, most powerful spots in the world, but it has minerals that can't be recreated. There's only one spot on earth that you can find them. And they said, well, let's take something from our homeland and let's bring it to the world. So they created a skincare line. It's an affordable luxury skincare. And guys, don't freak out. This isn't what we're doing, but it's how it started. It's part of the evolution. And they literally took the minerals from the Dead Sea, put it into the skincare, and got to the point where they had the most retail locations in all of America. We've probably seen their kiosks as we were going around the malls. Well, about 10 years ago, Isaac had a mentor, and this mentor actually had a relationship with Warren Buffett. And he saw that Warren Buffett bought Pampered Chef. And if you don't know Pampered Chef, they sell pots and pans, but they're in the same industry, the social consumption, direct selling, networking industry. And why would Warren Buffett get into that industry 10 years ago? And what he said is he saw a change in the way people were buying. See, we used to all watch commercials on TV, but now we all have on demand. We used to all listen to radio commercials, but now we all have XM or satellite radio. And it's this different word where people were going from trusting and buying these big retail, big corporations, to now we trust and buy off the referral and the opinion of a friend. The social media, the social consumption era is beginning. So Isaac changed his business model into a business model where he could do person-to-person relationship business instead of have these kiosks inside of a mall. What he found out is he was only appealing to a certain demographic with his luxury skincare brand, mostly women. So he went out and he found a nutrition partner. And this is Dr. Howard Cohn. But he didn't want just any nutrition. He wanted the best, and this is the best. I don't know all about it, but this is what I know. It's clean. There's no crap in it, right? It's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's plant-based, no sugar, none of that. It's good stuff that we should all be taking. But Dr. Cohn is not just your average doctor. See, he has a practice in Scottsdale right now with a year-long wait list. See, but Dr. Cohn's been a part of this industry and this social consumption revolution for over 30 years. See, standing in the middle is our director of training, Mark Aceta. See, Mark and Dr. Cohn were at events like this 30 years ago. And Dr. Cohn knew that in his practice, he was only one guy, and the most he could work is 24 hours in a day. And he could only see so many patients and help so many people. And what Dr. Cohn said is he said, if he could just find a way to get these products that he has formulated for us into people's hands so they would take them before they get sick, 99% of the people that he sees every day wouldn't have to be there. So he said, okay, if I can combine those products with a business model where I can have the people spread the word throughout the world, I can affect more people than just sitting here in my office in Scottsdale, Arizona, just one person. See, guys, not to get too real on you or too deep on you, but at the end of the day, we're all going to die. And let me just tell you, what else matters except for how many people you positively affect on this earth? See, the picture you see there is part of our training system where we can positively affect people in so many different ways, and you can plug into it and change your life as well. Okay, but it's a platform for a lot of people. Dr. Cohn saw this as a platform to spread the word about his products and to help people prevent them from getting the diseases that he has to see them for every day. So now you got looking better, you got the skincare, you got the Dead Sea products, everything's top of the line, affordable luxury. Now you got the nutrition. So now you're looking better on the outside, you're feeling better on the inside. And when you look good and you feel good, it is time to go have some peak life experiences. And that's what this story is really about today. We are launching something that's never been done in the history of the industry. We call it the trifecta, where we're taking now the leadership of the largest company, largest travel membership community that's ever been built over the last 15 years. And we're bringing them on top of these two products that have been tested over and over for years, proven what works and what doesn't work. And now we're introducing Club Secret, where you can look good, feel good, and go experience the world. We call it the good life. So this is just the beginning, but right now, even during pre-launch, you have your own private booking portal. So this is your own site to book hotels, cars, flights. There's a wine club on there. There's tons of different stuff on there, but it's yours. And what I want you to understand are these are non-published rates. These are private rates that you get because of our buying power and our relationships with this community. So let's just do a few examples real quick. This is your own site, so you get it as soon as you get started. You can see on the right, it'll always say public price, and then it'll show you your savings and it'll show you the total. So this is Westgate. I'm in Vegas now. This is just down the road from me. Some blue, 23 bucks a night if you want to go stay there. San Diego, like some of these will save a little, some of them will save a lot. Do whatever you want. It's yours. You can use this every day if you want. You can use it once a year if you want. It doesn't matter. Look at the savings over there. Orlando, if you want to go to Disney World, have some fun. Miami down in South Beach, kicking it with all the cool people down there. Greece. So these aren't just America. This is worldwide. That's a bucket lister for a lot of people. Bali, go do some spas and some yoga in Bali. And that's the beginning. So coming soon, guys, remember, you got to understand you're here in the beginning for once. This is building. And if you become part of this pre-launch, you're grandfathered in. As we keep adding on top, you're going to automatically get it. The next thing coming in weeks, not months, is our curated escapes. Okay, so understand, vacations are awesome. Even if you're by yourself or you're with a loved one, whatever, but you've never really been on a vacation until you've been on a vacation with a bunch of your best friends. So now we're doing private trips. This is what's coming in a few weeks. You're going to have access. As long as you come on board during pre-launch, you'll automatically get access to this, where we go all over the world, but we bring our friends with us. We go together. So you don't have to look for somebody to play beach volleyball with some stranger or go to dinner with a couple you just met. You just bring your friends with you, because we're all part of the same community that wants to have fun and go have peak life experiences together. So what's it cost? For just your Club Secret membership, it's $65. It will be that way forever after pre-launch, okay? But right now, because your friend gave you the hookup and you're listening to me, it's $50. There's no initial right now. It's literally just 50 bucks, and then you're grandfathered at that $50 price because you're part of what we call the Founders Circle. Man, I love that word. There's presidents, there's VPs, there's CEOs. The title that I always love the most, that I always want, is founder, because that means you were there in the beginning. You were co-creating something. And that's what we're asking you to do today. Co-create with us what we think is going to be the biggest thing this industry's ever seen, and become a member of our Founders Circle. Now, March 23rd, we got the entire pool. If you haven't looked this up yet, go to Circa Las Vegas. Just YouTube it or whatever and go to Stadium Swim. What it is, it's the largest pool in Vegas with the largest outdoor high definition screen in the world. And we got the whole thing March 23rd. We'd love for you to come join us, but this is where we're launching our signature product. So what it is anybody who comes on board during pre-launch, so you get in today, that's the first step. Get your 50 bucks, just get your spot. Okay, now you're part of the pre-launch, you're part of the Founders Circle. Well, we have 10,000 spots for the signature Founders Circle, where you get luggage. Okay, so you spend the 300 bucks, And what you get, and you can't even do this today, so it doesn't happen till March 23rd, but if you're one of the first 10,000 people to become part of the Founders Circle, okay, for $300, you get luggage that will never be made again. It's one run of 10,000. It will have Founders Circle logos all over it. So when we're traveling together and we have tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people become members of this club 5, 10 years from now, when you're traveling and they see that you have a Founders Circle signature luggage, they'll know that you were one of the people that created this company, that came on, that was there in the beginning. Okay, so step one, just start with the 50 bucks. Then March 23rd, whether you're with us in Vegas or not, be part of the first 10,000 to get your luggage. Inside of that luggage is all of our most popular skincare and nutrition products. So now, and it's more than a $300 value inside of there, and they're travel size. So now you can try all of our most popular stuff, and you got the luggage to go with it that says the Founders Circle Club. So that's what we're doing, guys. Now I got to talk a little bit about how we do it, why we do it, how we make this money, and what motivates me. See, I'm motivated by one thing. It's called residual income. If you're not familiar, that means do the job once, get paid forever. Okay, singers, songwriters, actors, actresses, they all have it. Less than 5% of people in this world have residual income. You get paid when you're not there. You get paid when you sleep. See, I was taught as a young man, I'm so thankful that we got two banks in this life. You got a money bank and you got a time bank. Okay, the problem is when you have a job, you're exchanging time for money, so you can only get one or the other. The only way to get true freedom in your life, get that true joy in your life, is to be able to have both time and money freedom, which means you have to figure out a way to get paid when you're not there. That is what we're talking about today, residual income. If you see right here, this is called the cash flow quadrant. This was made by a guy named Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the #1 personal development book in the world called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His second book was called Cash Flow Quadrant. This is what it talks about. 95% of us are on the left side, but only 5% of the money's there. See, we were taught, go to school, get good grades, go get a good job, and go exchange your time for money, right? But then we're on the left side, we're on the employee side, where only 5% of the wealth is. And some of us, like me, said, well, I'm not falling for that. I'm gonna go start my own business. The problem was I didn't have $1 million. I didn't have $5 million to get started. So I had to start a business, and I had to do it with sweat equity, which meant I was the one that was working all the time as the owner. So I didn't really own a business, I owned a job. And what he says is 95% of the population is stuck on that left side fighting over the scraps. See, we were all taught to fight over the 5% of the money. Where 95% of the wealth is only where 5% of the population is on the right side. The big B is called business owner. That's where this industry falls in the cash flow quadrant. As soon as you become an agent with us, you have now moved to the good side. The right side, where 95% of the wealth is, but only 5% of the population understands. And then the I is for investors. So when you go out there, and yeah, I'm not going to tell you you don't have to work. Like in the beginning, for sure, there's going to be a season of your life, in everyone's life that's become successful. There's a season where you got to work, but if you can do the job once and get paid and get paid and get paid forever, eventually you can become an investor. An investor is one of my core beliefs, is love people, use money. See, I don't love money. I love people, but if I can love people and I can help enough people, money's going to be created from it. And then you can use that money to be an investor, but everything you want to do is on the right side where the wealth is created. So when we become an agent, it's 49 bucks. That's not monthly, that's once per year. So that's annually. Immediately when you become an agent, you get 30% off of all those products. So let's just say today, you get your Club Secret membership, you become an agent. We're talking about 99 bucks. What is that? Seriously. In 2021, what can you get for $99? One trip to Target? I don't know. It's just, I know it's not a lot of money that we're talking about. That's the risk, for real. I just think that's worth a shot. To me, it's a bigger risk not to do this in a pre-launch situation than it is to risk the stupid 99 bucks to put yourself in position. You get 30% off any products you want to try. So on March 23rd, let's say you get your signature membership. We're going to send you all the products, right? Whichever ones you like, you can buy more of. But now, since you're an agent, you automatically get 30% off of retail on all those. Residual income starts with one. So if you refer your friend, you're like, hey, I want to travel with some people. I want to make money with some people. I don't know who you got. We all think like one or two. Residual income here starts with one referral. So you refer one of your friends that becomes a member, you start earning a check every single month. You can do that many times as you want, but here's the key. It's not just you. See, remember, we talked about leverage, getting paid off the efforts of others instead of exchanging time for money. Would you rather be the doctor who's working and on call 10, 12 hours a day, or would you rather be the guy who owns the hospital who gets paid off the efforts of all the doctors? See, what we're trying to flip people's mind on is to get to the right side of that cash flow quadrant where you make residual income. That starts with one, but it's not just you. It's like kicking a snowball down the hill. You got to start it, right? But with the efforts of you and your team, every time people come on board, your residual income keeps going up and up and up, whether you're making the sale or somebody that's part of your team, part of your community is doing it. Now, you can see some of the numbers. Guys, there's real money to be made here. For years in this industry, I've made millions of dollars, literally. And I'm not saying that to boast or brag. I'm just telling you, I'm a real person. I'm from a town where there's more cows than people. I don't have a college degree. And I just saw a presentation like this and just went for it. And it took a lot of work. It took a lot of training, but let me just tell you, it was worth it, because everything in life that's worth it takes some work, and everything's hard, but I just wanted to get good at something worth getting good at. And I'm just telling you, this industry, I am living proof it's worth it. Pre-launch, timing. I came from real estate. I was taught location, location, location. Let me just tell you guys, it's not true. There's one rule in all business, and if there's anything you get from me today, it's that if you saw any of this and that for once you're at a place where you're in pre-launch before everybody else heard of it, where you can literally be the person that's in the founder circle, that's a founder, that can be the person that people are telling stories about years from now, instead of always having to tell stories about something else. Don't hesitate on the timing of this. There is massive action happening right now. We are moving fast. Your friend is showing you, and they're offering you a position. So maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. I'm just telling you, get a position in pre-launch, right? If you do nothing else, get position, because your friend's gonna go show somebody else, right? And if they go show somebody else, let's just say it's Bob, well then Bob's now part of your team too. Listen guys, we do this together. Remember what we talked about in the beginning. This is building community of teamwork. Okay, but if you hesitate and you go, well, Eric, it's $99. That's, I don't know, 30 cents a day or whatever that is. You're like, I got to think about this one. That's cool. I get it. But then if your friend shows Bob in an hour and Bob's like, $99, seriously? You can't start a lemonade stand for that. I'm in. And Bob just gets that spot. Well, now you go on Bob's team. Here's the key though. Instead of you getting credit for what Bob does and literally making income, Bob gets credit for what you do. And that's, for me, it's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it first, as soon as possible, just to see what happens, right? What's really the risk here? Okay. So I'm just telling you guys, as we finish up here, get back with your friend. Let them know, yes or no. Either one's cool with us. They just wanted to share it with you, because as a friend, when they're sharing it with you now, they know they're saving you money, grandfathered pricing forever at this pre-launch. Get on one of our trainings if you're serious about this. They're online, there's tons of them. And then get on one of our vacations as soon as you can. I can't wait to see how big this community is going to get. I can't wait to meet all the people that are seeing this video and coming on board and changing their life and having some peak life experiences together and escaping all over the world. Let me be the first to welcome you to the good life.